Hello there. So, guess what? I was curious, right? And I wanted to try one of these new ARC foods. It's vegan food. So I decided to switch on over to this brand of salad, right? And I never really talked about it until right now. Because my older brother had mentioned how different it was, and it's good that I switch it up. And I said, yeah, you're right. Instead of eating the same old Caesar salads and ranch, I decided to just dabble into something else. Now, I will say, for those of you that are trying to switch over, trying different foods, whether it's salad or what have you, I must warn you, depending on your predisposition, which means the experience that you have had in the past with different foods, and not even different, just your traditional foods, your body may not receive it well because it's new, or you may get sick, or you may feel a little off. And if you're used to it, then you probably won't have a problem with trying new foods. So it always depends on the body and the person and how good you treat it and stuff like that. So I've been careful, with trying foods from other countries and stuff because, again, my body is tuned to American foods. But because I've been, changing it up so much, like at a rapid pace, sometimes I forget I have to slow it down. I can't just keep throwing stuff in my body and expecting it to go 10 out of 10. So the thing is, I just dabble here, I dabble there, but I never cram anything in my system. And so far so good, except for the durian fruit. That was terrible. But it was worth the experience, to be honest. I didn't eat the whole thing, again, because the taste, it just wasn't settling right with me. And the aftertaste was even worse than the taste itself. Way worse. So I'm just like, okay, nope, this ain't for me. So, had thought about something, eating the snails. And because they're canned, they're not fresh. They're just in a can that's been sitting on a shelf for a long time. And I didn't check the expiration date. So I'm going to check that. And again, depending on if it is fresh, I'm just saying, it may not, I don't know. I just said it wasn't because I didn't check the date. That's why I said that. But I didn't literally check it, so I'll go back and double check so that way I can just to be 100% sure if it is or not. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna get back to you guys on that. But like I was saying, I forgot to mention about trying foods and stuff. Again, it depends on the person and if you can handle it. And some of the spices, some of the herbs, or some of the sauces that you want to taste, they may throw your system off. And even though it's a first time thing for most people, definitely not for me, but for most people it's a first time thing. And they may get sick, or they just may not be okay with it. But the more and more and more you do it, the more and more your body becomes attuned to new foods. And so you won't feel sick anymore like I did at first. You won't feel off, or you won't feel like you got a stomach ache. It'll all be different. Just crossing some boulders here. So I'm talking to you guys, but I'm also watching my step. But anyway, so that being said, it's still good to dabble, outside of your culture. Like my family, for example, like I will not, forcefully, because again, I don't like to be forced, so I don't do it to them. It's just not right doing that either. Everybody has free will, in my opinion. So I ask, I got this new food, or I got this new beverage, would you like to try it? Now, one of them in particular that I've been noticing, from, being around that particular individual, enjoys trying new things, even if it's weird. So I just stick to that person, or I'll offer it to another one of my family members because he enjoys trying new stuff too. Sometimes he'll sniff it, sometimes he'll just go straight for it. It depends. But with me, I just dive right in. I don't even hesitate. But with them, it's like they got to check it out. They got to see it first, because they're not as explore like-minded like myself. But again, they enjoy trying things that are outside of their culture. So, I just took it upon myself to be like, you know what? Let me just give it a try, see what they think. And that goes for the majority of my siblings, not just those two that I always talk about. It's the majority of them are like that. And I think it's a beautiful thing, that they're stepping out of that bubble or their bubble and be like, you know what? This is good, that is good. I don't know, Austin. That's not really, you know what I'm saying? At least I bring it up to them. I don't force it or anything because, again, I don't like to be forced. So that's just what I do. Give suggestions as always. And it's a really, really good thing to see them trying new things that I had offered them, And I remember one of them saying, Austin had brought up this thing and this and that. And I said, well, it's just a suggestion. You don't have to. And he was like, okay, well, if you try it and I get a good report, then I'll go ahead and dabble in it. So it's just stuff like that. It's really, really nice to hear that. Taking those baby steps like I had taken at one point. So I'm proud to hear that from them. But anyway, so back to the foods. Now, I had, let's see. Oh yeah, I never talked about the, what was it called? The radishes, yeah. So there was this one radish, right guys? And I was in the global food market and my mother had pointed it out and said, Austin, what is that? I said, huh? That's how I get most of the time because I zone out a lot. And so she was like, Austin, what is that? So I had to just kind of click back into focus mode. I was like, holy cow. So I looked at it, right? And it looks like, how can I describe it? It's not red, I'll say that. It's not red. It's not the purplish color radish. It's more like a white, yellowish color. Like a whitish yellow. And it's not from the U.S. Sorry, it is from the U.S., but it's not from America, is what I meant to say. Not sure. And there was a couple other vegetables that I should have taken a picture of, but I'll do that next time I go. My mother was like, yeah, once a month we can go ahead and, go down there and, see some other options. I said, I would love to do that. Oh my God. See how much more weird stuff I can get. But also what I like to do that I think everybody else should do if you're going to get into this type of thing is to not only check the expiration dates, but also look at the ingredients and see what's in it. Just look at it and see, okay, what is this? What is that? Is it good for me? Is it not? And that's something that I made a habit of doing, as hard as it is, just picking up stuff and eating it. I made it a habit of checking the ingredients. And I've been doing that with the foods that I've been getting lately. Luckily, I've been good. Luckily. It is so beautiful out here. Holy cow. It is lush vegetation out here. Fluffy grasses. Beautiful. But I'm just looking out for the snakes and the ticks and, stuff like that. That's what I'm looking out for. That's why I'm also looking down when I'm looking at the camera because just look. I think it's a skink. I saw a rustle in the bush right next to my foot. But anyway, so yeah, but like I was saying, it's really, really nice to hear people say that they're trying new things. Even if it's just one, that's all it takes. And for me, I had to do that. Just one or just two and just go like that and then just continuously pushing myself. But I remember one of my really good friends was like, I worry about you sometimes. I said, yeah, I would worry about me too. Because I'm always getting into something for the good reasons, but I'm always doing something. So I worry about me too. But it just shows that people care and they just care like, okay, we know that this guy likes to do random things, but he's never just putting himself or others in danger. We are aware of this. So it's not like people aren't aware. They are, but that's just what happens when you love someone that is extremely adventurous. Like, you will worry. You will. Because they're always doing something and you never know what's going to happen. Like, I'm very unpredictable. Like, I used to be predictable, but then ever since I started switching things up, it's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Y'all may see me in the woods all the time, but that doesn't mean anything. It's always something different in the woods, or it's not the same things in the woods, or the places I go to, or the people that I meet, or the new functions that I go to. It's not always woods. As y'all are seeing, it's literally not always woods. But the majority of what I do is nature. The majority of what you see, of course it is, because that's my brand. But I do other things as well. Because being an adventurous person, all I did was woods. That was it. And I got tired of that. So I'm like, you know what? Still be a woodsy guy, but what else does the world have to offer? So I started doing that, and I started showing other people, and I've been hooked on it ever since. Now, I know some of you may think, I'm just lollygagging, or, I'm just, what is that? Oh, that's cool. But anyway, so it's just, I'm not lollygagging. I'm not, out here just doing random crap just to get attention. This is just how I live my life. I handle my errands. I handle my business when I need to. If I'm asked to do something, I handle that, the chores, etc. before I go, dabbling in adventure. And that's just what I do. So I do handle what I have to handle, just so you guys know, in case anybody decides to ask me questions as to why I do what I do, or if I actually do adult things. I do. It's just I like to live and have fun, but also do adult things like you're supposed to. Handle your errands, handle your finances, handle your business, all those things. So, that's all it is. Just with a little fun on the side. Constantly. So, things are going to be different as far as hiking wise, because I'll start my new job next Thursday, and I'm just, oh my God, I can't even wait. I can't wait. I really can't. And, so, yeah, I had asked one of my buddies, hey, can we just squeeze in a hike this week? Because I know you got a lot of stuff to do. She has a lot of projects, because she's like me. She's always on the move, constantly doing other things. And, I just like to ask ahead of time just to get an idea. And she was like, yes, Sunday we can do one. It'll be a lot better for me. I was like, okay. So this time it's Sunday. And I know you guys are not used to me doing hikes on Sundays, but I mean, if that's what it takes, then so be it. So that's just what we got going on currently, that is. So I'm really looking forward as to where she got me going this time. And let's see. Oh, I almost forgot. So that Suja that I had, I told one of my good buddies about that Suja, and he knows who he is, because I talk to him all the time. Really great guy. And so I was telling him about it, right, y'all? And it's non-GMO, and it's organic, but it's one of those green beverages where it's very potent. By that I mean not in a bad way. I mean potent as in it's a sharp taste. Some people say potent as in like poisonous or venomous, but it can have different meanings. Potent can also mean it's something that is very, very strong, like a sharp taste that hits you immediately. And it's like a strong, citrusy, lemony taste. Strong. And you can feel it as you swallow it. You can feel it. It's a citrusy, acidic type of feeling. And it tastes good, but if you're a person that likes greens, like raw greens or, something like that, I strongly would advise it. But go easy on it, because it's very strong. So I didn't want to upset my gut or anything. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take half of this cup and I'll be good. But, yeah, so then there's that. But, yeah. Hey there. Hey, pretty good. How about yourself?
Not bad.
It's good. It's good. Have a good day. But yeah. So we are definitely gonna keep this moving, because again, I want to see where she's gonna take me this time, and if it's gonna be somewhere far, somewhere close, rigorous, flat, I don't even know. But Yeah. So we're gonna keep this ride going. We made a few stops, metaphorically speaking, and now those stops are over, and on to the next one. You ready? Are you ready? Huh? I can't hear you. Oh, you said you're ready. Okay, cool. I was just making sure that you're ready because I'm ready too. So let's go.